we are live once again. DK and the Bees Horror Buzz. We got an exciting one tonight, don't we, Beatrice?
Yes, we sure do.
Anniversary of Nightmare on Elm Street 5, and we got some amazing guests tonight.
Yes, we do. Actually, it's one of the biggest reunions of our little show in a long time. So, without much further ado, what do you think, John?
I think you should start introducing all these amazing guests we got tonight.
Okay. So, we got to start first with our lead from 4 and 5, the beautiful Alice.
Hi.
Welcome, Lisa.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to just tell everyone, where are you? Where are you right now?
Where
physically?
am I?
Yeah.
Pluto?
She's on the bottom of the screen.
No.
Elm Street.
Oh, I mean, I'm in New York. So are you in Las Vegas?
I'm on the West Coast.
You're on the West Coast. All right. Awesome. Okay. And then we're going to introduce somebody who I think most of us have not seen, because I don't think he's done any cons until now. But the man who played her father, who played Alice's father, Nicholas Melee. You tell us if I'm saying it right. Melee.
Melee.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nicholas, it's been forever. Like
I know.
1989.
Isn't it wild? Father, and this is the daughter we were talking about, or your father. This is what we were saying, Lisa, earlier. All right. And then
you were talking to Nick.
Yeah.
I'm the daughter. Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Oh,
Understood
yes.
now.
Yeah. And then next here we will have your best friend, Alice's best friend on the show, or on the movie. Oops. Here we go. Yvonne, Kelly Jo Minter.
What up, guys? Hello.
Welcome.
Here.
Yeah, looking different from back in the day. We were just talking about your new hair.
That's right, my new do. I'm ready to do some new stuff. How about that?
Woohoo! And
So
while
we're doing this little, it's like we're all real here. I'm cooking dinner, but I'm having dinner and chatting with the fans. I'm loving it. So,
yay! Yeah, we get a cooking show at the same time.
Huh.
You're making something pretty awesome. It smelled like risotto. You were saying? Shrimp?
Risotto, yes.
Mm.
Just doing a little something. What can I say?
Fantastic. And then let's get on with our next guest here. We have the amazing Mark, who was our cartoon man and skateboarder and dude, all around dude, Joe Seeley.
Yeah.
Yay!
Long time no see, too.
Yeah, forever. Hi, guys. Nice to see you. Hey.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Getting the gang all here. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. What was that?
No, I was just gonna say you got one more person to introduce that I think.
Well, actually, we got two. One that's already here, which was worked with you mostly, right?
Yeah.
The amazing Super Freddy, Michael Bailey Smith. Woohoo!
Hey, how you doing?
And Michael Bailey Smith, not only was he the cool Super Freddy, but I think most of the fans already know this. He was in the opening scene when Alice and Dan are making love, making baby Freddy. That was not Dan. That was not Danny Asshole. Yeah,
it was because it wasn't me or Danny. I had no idea he was playing Alice and Danny in that scene. It was amazing, though. It's an amazing scene. So good job.
Yes,
Thanks for making me look good.
Well, Super Freddy was my first role. So when the cast director and the director stand there, go, "Hey, do you want to do this love scene?" I'm like, "Wow, this is Hollywood. I'm in. Let's do it." It's pretty cool.
They didn't even ask me to do that scene, which I'm fine. But anyway.
Yeah. The blonde I was with was pretty good looking.
If I do say so.
She did well. So it's good.
Yeah, definitely had nice body doubles there, Lisa. I would, Lisa, I would have been concerned if you said that
Yeah, a
you
few in
had,
this film. A few body doubles in this film.
yeah.
Well, Lisa, you were just married like a month before we started shooting that. So I'm sure your husband would
I
want you to
got
be
married. Well, interesting, Kelly Jo. I got married. I was on my honeymoon during Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I had an audition on a callback on a Friday, wedding that Sunday. Then in Hawaii on my honeymoon, and learned I got the role of Alice in Nightmare 4. So yes, I was still very much a newlywed, you know.
Yeah.
In Nightmare 5.
Wow. Nightmare 5. So you were a newlywed. Whit, who plays Jacob, her dream child son, who unfortunately couldn't join us tonight. His father had just died. What was
I
it?
remember that.
Shortly before we filmed. Oh, I'm freezing. And then a couple of people. What else was going on? A number of people had some big stuff going on at the time. But yeah.
And I give props to him because it's like he was such a professional. I mean, I didn't have very many interactions with him, but I mean, you just lost your dad and he was still out there doing it. And this is a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know grown people that could do that.
Yeah. Well, I was actually just before this, for some reason, somebody had sent me. I was watching this interview that both he and I had done at one of the cons we were at, and he was talking about that that whole aspect of having his dad recently dead and having to film. And he said it was the best decision his mom made because it really kept him focused. He had something to focus on. Before we go further, and Danny definitely wanted to come on.
I want to say something, if I may.
Oh, of course.
I thought the cast of us were told that he hadn't been told, that Whit had not been told his father had passed away. Do you remember that, Kelly Jo?
Yes, I do. I do.
I just
remember
hearing
from him.
I remember hearing, "Don't talk to that boy. Leave him alone."
Know and tell us. But I'm just saying, we were told not to. That his father died. He's not been told yet, and so don't bring anything up. But they were waiting to tell him after the filming. So Whit is the one who can confirm that if he knew or didn't know, or maybe you know, Beatrice.
Well, just according to this interview that I just was watching us both talking on, and he had said his dad had just recently died. I thought he said 2 weeks before.
Yeah,
so
he told me about it. He knew, but what I got from them from the production was, leave that poor child alone. He's been through enough.
Maybe they didn't want anyone mentioning it.
Yeah.
Or something. Just so it could be. Maybe that's why they said it.
That was a very interesting circumstance. I don't think I've ever experienced on a production. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
No.
Felt so bad for the poor kid. My God.
Poor kid, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
but
that
he
is
grew up nice. He did okay.
Right. Here,
is he still acting?
Yeah, I've spent some time with him. He's doing great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Do you like this lovely photo, you guys?
Look at him.
Dean Simmons impersonation.
I think that's going to be my next Halloween costume.
There you go. Yeah, we could all dress up as each other.
Great.
Good one there. Before we go any further, I just wanted to point out something funny that Joe, I think you already know from yesterday. I showed this to you, but when I was looking up the cast just to make sure who else we could invite or whatever, I looked up and this came up for our Nightmare on Elm Street cast. Look at Joe Seeley, you guys. Here.
Hey!
Where? No.
Yeah, I'm a method guy. I was playing a pool cleaner. I got into it.
Like, it was the weirdest thing.
I don't know, man. That's happened to me more than once. Somebody hijacked my MySpace page back in the day and was mean to people, and I couldn't get it to stop. It's a problem, but what are you gonna do? Just roll with it.
Oh my God.
No idea who that was. That was so crazy. So seeing we've got at least the three of you from you kids, and then there's your dad. There's Nicholas looking all nice and young and handsome.
Joe, look at you holding me up there, man.
That's right. I swooped up and then I went, oops, should I? But you didn't say put me down, so
Oh, and
I
look
think
how funny.
I just improvised that.
Look at that. Yeah.
I was playing around.
That was a fun
Yeah.
scene. That was a
Yeah,
fun
well-
scene to film.
Well, we didn't have a whole lot when we were all in the same place, you know. After we all had started going off on our different adventures with Freddie, we didn't have a whole lot of time to hang out.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So because we have Nicholas on and we really haven't had a chance to be with Nicholas, you have not done a con yet, right? But you're going to be doing one. Is that right?
No, I was in Atlantic City a few months back.
Oh, you did do one. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What was that like for you?
Interesting.
Interesting to be with fans. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting to see all the characters who come. Lots of people, of course, in costume.
Right. All the cosplayers. Yeah.
One guy walking around with a knife for 2 days straight.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't
Crazy.
speak to anyone. It was quite bizarre.
Wow.
But I met a lot of nice people. A lot of people.
Yeah. So, your character, the thing that I hear from fans the most is what they loved about your character is how he really evolved. He had such a character arc. Lisa's character really evolves. You know, the rest of us are sort of who we are, but both of your characters really evolved from 4 to 5. You know, and going from the drunken father to this really caring man.
Right.
You guys talk about your little relationship as father and daughter. What was that like working on 2 films together?
Well, it was nice, but I mean, it's such a long time ago. It's hard for me to actually recall the experiences, but I do remember it was a good experience.
I'm so
for me.
sorry. I can't hardly hear Nick. Can you
Can anyone
translate,
else
Beatrice?
It's a little low. I can hear you, but it's quite low.
Right.
My volume is up, so I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe if you got a little closer.
Yeah, sometimes just if you're closer to the
12 inches away.
There
Okay.
you
Hey,
go.
whatever you just did, it's better.
yeah, that definitely got better.
So it was interesting, and it's that it's been such a long time since I've seen Lisa, and I think I might be seeing you in Boston, if I'm not.
Lisa, could you hear that? He was saying it was
Nope.
really interesting. Okay, well, he said it was interesting seeing. It's
Oh,
interesting to see you after such a long time, and he's really looking forward to seeing you in Boston because he's going to be at Terracon
Oh,
as
you're
well,
gonna
I
be in
believe.
Boston.
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic. Terracon, right? I think that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
That's
Terracon.
great. Yeah, that'll be cool. I think, too, just so you know, Nick, like many people have asked for you at conventions. And I mean, so many already have all of our autographs because I've been doing the shows for, 20 years or something. And however, there he is. There's the daddy. But just want you to know, and people so admire your character too because of that character arc. It's just like, a happy ending in 5. I mean, a happy success for you and getting sober after going through and treating your children horribly in Nightmare 4. Excuse me. Okay. So anyway,
Well,
just want you to know that
it's
you're
always,
very much adored and people have been seeking you out.
well, it's always much more fun to play a character who's wounded, so to speak. When you're playing somebody that's really nice
I
guy.
can't hear him. I just hear.
Oh no.
I hear some
he's
consonants, but
Nicholas was just saying that it's
What did he
really
say?
interesting. He says it's really interesting to play a character that's wounded.
In the
oh yeah.
Mental, yeah.
when you're drunk, it's always much more to work with, and it's
Yeah.
more interesting because it gives you a lot of leverage and freedom to do a lot of things. When you're playing somebody who's
Yeah.
really nice and found themselves, it's still good, but it's for an actor, it's not as interesting.
Right. Yeah.
So
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I love
Friday-
that scene in Nightmare 5 at the microwave in the kitchen, and I'm fearful that you're disappointed in me that I'm pregnant and not wed and teenage pregnant. I remember that. I'm crying in the kitchen, and one of your lines is, it'll be great to hear. I'm paraphrasing, but it'd be great to hear a little boy running around again.
That's before I took
I love
out the
that
shotgun, I think.
Oh, now we've lost him. Well, while you guys were talking, our sixth or seventh, whatever we are, sixth and final guest arrived. Danny, with a beautiful background room. We can see his cool house now.
Hey, oh, hello guys.
Hello.
Hi, yeah. You're welcome.
Danny's here. The great Danny
Only
has.
Danny.
Oh, there he is.
Danny's joined us.
Hi everyone. Sorry.
Hello. Danny who?
You guys want construction materials? Just come to Santa Monica. We got you covered.
There you go. Woohoo. Boy, this is great. We got
Drywall, 2x4s, whatever you need.
busy man. Guys got to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my sons used to work with Danny.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I worked today.
They did. We actually built
We all gotta work.
me and Kelly Joe's son. Real talk.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Hi guys. Yeah.
Kelly
And then-
Joe.
So I
Is
know
he-
Danny too.
Yeah.
Kelly Joe, was Danny a good boss to your son? Did he say,
Of course.
or was he a drill
Well,
sergeant?
Danny's gonna always be Danny. I say that.
We'll leave it at
That's
that.
not an answer.
And he's not. I'll tell you one thing. He's not fake. He's a real dude. Real stuff, but he's never gonna misguide you.
Right.
And I can't say that about a lot of people.
Yeah. Christian's a good boy. I love. Christian's a good kid.
Kelly Joe's a harsh critic, so that is a huge compliment.
I got a 5-month-old German Shepherd that's tearing the shit out of my house. So
Oh, wow.
I didn't get a new kid. I got a dog instead.
A dog.
Hey,
Oh
man, I
my
thought I saw a new
gosh.
kid. I thought I saw you holding a baby recently.
Say that again.
I thought I saw you holding a baby recently online somewhere, Danny Hassel.
Oh yeah, right. Not my baby. My daughter's. I have a first grader that's a girl and a Shih Tzu poodle that's 2 years old, and now I have
It's a girl.
They're all
It's
girls.
not- It's a boy. It's a girl.
It's a boy.
Right.
No, it's pretty fun. The German Shepherd is way harder to take care of than the daughter.
Yeah.
I'm not. This puppy is just so hardcore. She's not a puppy. She's like 40-something pounds.
Wow.
4 months. She's not. She's almost 6 years old, but she's super beautiful.
So
Awesome.
Joe, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing now?
I've been doing weird art and making things and just doing my own thing. Yeah. I was remembering
Beautiful.
back
What are
in
you
the-
making?
puppets and masks and traveling around with this wild performance art troupe. I've played chimps and stuff and toured around a bit, doing all kinds of wild stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, I never stopped, but just started doing weirder and wilder stuff all the time.
Yeah, I've seen some of your wacky, cool, crazy stuff. Oops, hold on here. So guys, there's a couple questions. Well, there's a lot of questions. Hold on.
Yeah, we got a lot in the comment section. I've been trying to keep up without making it distracting.
Right. Well, we had actually posted earlier on to people who wanted to ask questions. Now, a lot of people ask, the same question we all get asked at things. Oh, what was it like to work with Robert? We're not going to answer that because we have to answer that all the time. But it was great. I mean, what are we going to say? It was cool. It was great.
One thing I will say, which is interesting, if I may, just really quick, Nightmare 5 is where Freddy Krueger had the least amount of screen time of all the films.
And the least
Just a
amount
little-
of kills.
Really?
And the least amount of kills. I think.
Yeah.
Told me that.
Yeah,
and I'm
that too, right? That's right.
Yeah,
I think he only had
definitely
3,
the least.
but he had the least amount of screen time, so that's an interesting thing. Anyway,
That is interesting. Yeah. Another interesting thing before we go to the questions was I was doing a little, looking around on the web for different things to do with our anniversary. And I came across this site called MovieWeb, and it had the 16 most likable characters from the entire Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which is like all 8 films. So everybody, including, the 16 most likable characters. And interestingly enough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 no, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those 16 were from Elm Street 5. The 7th most popular, are you guys ready? The most likable characters, according to this movie web, whatever it was Alice, Lisa. Out of all the Elm Street franchises, you're number 7. But then number 5 was Dan, most likable. And number 4, Yvonne. What's it?
What? 4
Yeah.
is Yvonne.
The 4th most likable character out of the 16. And Mark, you were number 3.
Huh?
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
Only-
I'm a nice guy.
Ahead of it was Ricky Dean Logan's character. And what was he? Which one it was Ricky Dean? What Elm Street was he in? 3?
Holy moly! After us.
No, he was
After?
like 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
Nightmare
And then the
6 or
number
7.
1 most liked one was Miko Hughes. He plays the little kid in that newest one, right? So I was kind of impressed that you guys all made it on there. So which is because you're nice, likable characters. I mean, I know everyone's crazy in love with the Dream Warriors, but you guys, the team of kids, you guys were a fun, interesting bunch, and I thought the kills were all very, very creative and all that good stuff.
I wasn't even there.
What's
when
that?
They killed me, I found out I died when I
Let's
walked
pat
on
ourselves
set
on the
and
back.
saw.
We're patting ourselves on the back.
There we go.
Thank you for that. But I got a story I want to tell about being killed because I think it's interesting, if it's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't even know I was dead. I walked on set and I saw Lisa and Kelly Jo, and they're like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Oh shit, what happened?" And they said, "You died." They had a body double lying on the floor. I didn't even know I was dead.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So you turn into this cartoon, right? Whee! And then, now that's actually Robert, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's not Michael.
No,
That's not Michael.
That's you too. That is you, Michael.
There's Michael.
Super
That's Michael.
Hey, you guys want to see a good Michael shot? I was digging through my stuff. Let's see if you guys can see this. That was us. You guys see
Look at
that?
how ripped you are, Joe.
Hey,
Wow.
man, I'm cut, but there's not a whole lot of bulk in
Hey.
there.
Hey Joe,
Yeah.
please send that to me. That'd be awesome.
All
Please
right,
send
dude.
it to me.
Yeah,
Hey, Joe, that one scene with the animation, did that one video, remember that video, Take On Me?
Totally.
Take on
the
me.
video Take On You.
Right, Take On Me. Take on me.
Oh yeah.
Take on me.
And it had that whole, it looked very
rotoscope.
similar to that.
Yeah.
Definitely had that vibe.
I wonder who did it first.
Oh, I wouldn't presume to say.
It was the technology.
I don't think it was us.
Gotcha.
That
was cool though.
Effects.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
And then we got Danny here.
Great scene.
Ooh, how was that, Danny?
Practical effects mostly for my death, though. Not a lot of special effects. They're practical.
Right.
Shaking a motorcycle, weirdos like throwing shit at you like you're going really fast, But Nightmare 5 was like where they truly started doing computer graphic and practical effects started melding together. Even though our movie didn't do very well successfully, like on the box office, there was a lot of high-tech stuff going on. That's why that video from Take On Me and Joe Scene, that was like the latest kind of crap that was going on. I thought high-tech.
Hi, Deandra. Sassy Sledgeheimer's on.
Oh,
the president of Nightmare on Elm Street. Woohoo!
Oh, hey, Sassy.
Yeah.
Hey, Sassy.
She's so pretty. My God, all her posts. She's just always stunning looking. But Dan,
absolutely.
I was at a convention or wherever, and this one person came up to me and goes, Nightmare on Elm Street, and he like totally rattled off all the deaths. And who Jason? Okay, dude, you got okay. But Freddy Krueger actually has like a very low death count compared to like all the other that era of the 80s, Jason, Michael Myers, and Freddy, and any of the other ones. But those three were like the heavy hitters. And the body count, or whatever you call it, the death count, Freddy is way lower.
Yeah.
In our movie, where they kind of effed up for this one, 5. They fucked up. Like they made Freddy. They tried to actually make him scary again. So like they're like, hey, we're gonna make it dark. We're gonna make it scary. But it was too fucking late. It was number 5. You know what I mean? It was like kind of too. I wish they would have kept it. I don't know. More. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But all our death scenes were awesome. But the movie flopped at the
my
box.
take on. Oh, sorry.
Hurts.
When you say it flopped,
How much money
in
did
the
that
box
movie
office?
make?
when you say it flopped, it seemed like it was a cheap movie to produce.
8 million.
Absolutely. Who said that?
8. It was $8 million was the budget.
And then it made how much?
22. It grossed 22.
So I don't know if you can call that a failure.
It's not a failure. I mean, it wasn't. It just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a failure.
Yeah.
But I just want to,
The ride.
if I may chime in. Oh,
Go ahead.
Whenever Danny's done. Sorry. Let me know when you're
Go
done.
ahead, Lisa.
I started drinking. I'm not going to
No,
stop
I
talking.
just.
What's it called?
I
Okay,
know, that's why
I'm the moderator. Lisa, go ahead.
I've known you for how long?
At least
all right,
34
just
years.
taking the floor for 30 seconds, if I may, Danny.
You have
I
34
honestly feel
seconds.
like the box office. I'm sorry.
Go
Should
ahead.
Go?
No, go. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So no, I just want to say quickly my take on the box office of Nightmare 5 is how I looked at it, and it's been written about too, is that so much of the subject matter in Nightmare 5 was so taboo in 1989. We've got an unmarried teen pregnancy chick, but Alice is now like naked, like having a baby. What? And then we have Erica's character, bulimia, anorexia. We have dad is now sober, and you know there's that line in the truck, right, Danny, and the joke about with the champagne and drinking alcohol, and there were just so many taboo kind of subject matters. I feel
Rape,
in Nightmare
none.
5, and
Yeah.
and
I thought
in
you-
1989 is like. What? You know, I mean, Alice is contemplating abortion, having her child
Right.
adopted. And again, she's not married and having a baby. And, it was just like a lot, I think, for 89. I mean, so many of the subject matters we now talk about in 2023. I mean, it's dinner conversation, back then it just was taboo. So that's my take on it.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely. It a lot of taboo subjects were dealt with there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the nun, Beatrice, but I played, getting raped, and we're like actually seeing the nun in the room with 100 maniacs, and that's happened, and it was
Yeah.
So now we're dealing with Catholicism. I mean, yeah. Anyway,
there are a lot of different things, but I tell you, when I talk to people, there's some diehard people. I have never heard anybody say that they didn't like it to my face. How about that?
That's
and
fair.
people, they have it. You know what I mean? I mean, there are people that I just think it's the whole Nightmare experience. They embraced it, and the people who are the diehard fans who are gonna watch that shit 25 times, 100 times, they loved it.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say in the past 5 years, I feel like Nightmare 5 has become much more accepted and embraced, and people that I meet are saying it's their favorite one, but it's taken a while for Nightmare 5 to kind of catch up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we'll have a resurgence, or not resurgence, a surgence, I suppose, the way 2 did. I mean, 2 was the doghouse everyone hated, ooh, gay,
black sheep.
Yeah, it was
the
a
black
100%. And now it's, loved. I mean, Mark is probably the most in demand, he like all over the place. People love Mark Patton and Kim, and the movie's loved by everybody. And, 5 is starting to come around, but one question that I do want to pose to everyone that was a fan had asked that I thought was kind of interesting. this was a couple people said it. Kimberly Jade said it in one way. If you're watching, I don't know. And Darren Brooks also said, what would be one thing you would change or alter with Nightmare on Elm Street 5 if you were like the director or writer? What if you could change one thing about it, what would you change? So we'll start with Lisa, because you're at the top of the screen. If you can think about it. Or does someone have an answer while Lisa's thinking?
I have no idea. That's not my arena, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Does anyone have a thought on what they would want to change?
I would
I know what I
change
would change.
my
I know what I would
character.
change.
Oh.
The navy shirt I was wearing that has X's and O's on it. That is what I would change. That shirt was horrible. It made no sense, and it was busy. So that's what I would change.
Okay, so you, all right, there you go, Darren Brooks.
A superficial thing, but
That's
and the
what
shoulder pads in it. Pain in the butt.
All righty. And Nicholas, you said you have something.
Well, I would change my character to go off the wagon again and get. Cause I just like to have my character to be more colorful. I don't like playing a nice guy.
Okay, so you'd go back off on the wagon, or no, off the wagon, right?
Take your dog, maybe.
Trying to start beating their daughter. No, I'm just kidding. No, we won't go that far.
Jesus Christ.
Joe? No.
Well, you know what? I hated my hair. I wanted to be. I wanted, black hair with blue highlights. I wanted to be goth. And the music too. They had me listening to all this heavy metal Hesher stuff, and I was listening to Faith No More and Alice in Chains and those guys. And so that's what I would have. I would just wanted him to be cooler.
Your character would be cooler. Anything, Kelly Jo?
What would have changed? Nothing, because the movie is what it is. Yep. But if he would have came to Yvonne's house in the hood, I wonder if he would have had the same chances. Let's see what's going to happen in a black household.
There you go.
It would have been different.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
That.
Michael?
Hey, I was just lucky to be there. I finished with the Cowboys, ended up going to college, out to San Diego, went with a friend of mine to an audition, and they said, hey, you want to play a bigger version of Freddy Krueger? I'm like, hell yeah. So I show up, and I was just lucky. I got my first 3 lines. I got into the union. I thought, this is going to be easy, right? Yeah, right. So, but it led to a 30-year career, so I'm blessed. I'm very, very, very blessed. So.
Oh, that's fabulous. And when you were doing the body double stuff, that was before we had what are they called now? The intimacy coordinator?
Yeah. But they cut down the set down, to just a few people. But
the intimacy coordinator. That's the first time I've heard that. But okay.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No, they're out there. I know a few.
I guess they tell
you can get it.
Yeah, where your hand can go, like how far can his hand go before you'll be uncomfortable and things like that. Okay. Yeah, they do all that. Interesting. So Michael, did they just say just make out, or did he give you Hopkins? Did he give you very specific do this, do that?
Well, yeah. So I can't compare to Danny, and his package, but no. I was gonna say is that no, they gave me a flesh little loincloth thing, and they gave her one too. She was topless, and then I was on top for it. Said move your hand here, and they spritzed me up. My fiance still thinks we were like because I'm getting married like next year, and
right.
When we first met, she's going, okay, I hear you're an actor. Did you do any porn? No, I ain't doing porn. I showed her Nightmare on Elm Street. She's going, well, what's this? Well, it's not really porn, so it was pretty lame. But yeah, no, it was very it was a close set and very regulated, I would say. So yeah, very very, very mechanical.
Yeah. Lisa and Danny, did you have any idea that this was going to be happening? That there was a love scene before you saw it?
No. But then when
Danny,
I
do you
saw
remember
Michael,
it in
I
the
was
script? Was it in the script in the beginning? I don't
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
said you're in
It was in the script.
up. It was like you wake
The
up.
making love.
I
Yeah.
guess I forgot to ask
Was-
about it because I was more concerned. I had a big
I
deal
was
with the
so
nudity that Alice had to do, and I actually hired an attorney to not just have my agent do the contract, but an attorney because I never wanted to do nudity ever in my career. It's just a choice, and I knew I wanted to have children, and I just couldn't imagine my children, whether I was going to have boys or girls. I ended up having 2 boys, and their friends seeing me naked on the screen. For me personally, that just wasn't something I was comfortable with. So I was really clear, my lawyer, on what could be shown, but I still got really pissed off. One thing I'm not pissed off is when I'm naked. I've been thrown out of the shower. I'm walking down the asylum hallway, and it's a back shot. Damn, she made me look so good. I was like, nice guns. But in the shower scene, I was showering naked, whatever, and I didn't want. It was clear in my contract, no triangles being supposed to be shown through those glass, they're those shadowy glass doors, but nonetheless. And I'm literally sitting next to, I won't say who, but a high up producer involved with the film, sitting next to him watching the film, and that happens. And I turned to him and I said, I can't believe you. I can't believe you did that. I stood up. I moved to a different seat. The next day, I received the biggest basket of fruit that you could imagine. It was like the size of a coffee table to apologize. But I was very not happy with that. And even with
Do you think
close-ups
that
walking
affected
down
you,
the
Lisa?
hallway and in the shower, I'm wearing something kind of like this top, a bathing suit that goes across like this. And they kept saying, can you move it down? It's in the shot. I move it down more. And then I'm at the point, it ain't going any lower. So change your shot, So
Lisa,
that
let me
was
ask you this.
ordeal with me. I'm sorry. What was that, honey?
Do you think that affected you from doing future Nightmare on Elm Street because you did jam up the producers about it?
Perhaps, but I had to stand up for myself and what I value, They also weren't happy with me because that shower that I'm in, it was built. Okay. And, they have a pool outside to fill it up. And, because the pool door has to empty and then we do another take, it empties, fills up again. So they had this big pool outside with I don't know, whatever contraption to fill it up and down, whatever, So I learned from the gals in hair and makeup that the crew guys thought it was really fun. They were peeing in that water. They were peeing in the water.
That's
Are
terrible.
you serious?
And they had
That's
no reason
horrible.
to have made that up. Yes, it's horrible. So they told me not to cause trouble, but they were lovely women. I mean, they were not. They were.
Yeah, they were
out,
cool.
Had my
No,
back.
they were
as
really
it were.
cool.
And so I told the first AD or whatever, I said, okay, I've heard the crew people. I think it's really fun that they're peeing in the water that I have to be submerged in. So I would like to have the water replaced completely and fresh water put in. And so they did that. They're like, this is going to take hours and hours. I said, do you want to, would you like to be in water that's been peed in and sitting out for how many, 3 days? I mean, that's just disgusting. So they did empty it out. I was on set for 11 hours. Didn't even work that day. They sent me home. And I think it was like a punishment for causing a problem. So Kelly Jo, to answer your question, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to Lisa's difficult.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because so many people ask about why your character and Kelly Jo, and the baby and, Jacob weren't in number 6. So
yeah,
fans ask about that all the time.
Yep.
I didn't. It could be.
I
Actually,
don't know.
Danny,
I think they just.
that it could be. Danny, you were the only one. We hadn't gotten to you about if you would change anything.
Oh, I changed
about-
everything and try to make that move.
I
I
know
would
about you.
have waited off the cow, made for.
Oh.
They tried.
You're cutting
It
out.
went woke. It went broke. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't want to hear my story. Yeah, they tried to be woke. Went that script book, whatever. As soon as you start to manipulate, like it's like doing music. If you're a band and you're hot, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, we want dance hits, and the musicians are like, we just want to play our album. That album where they force you put a bunch of dance goes right in the fucking toilet. You know, you just have to do what you're gonna do, and then let people decide what's good or not. But you orchestrate it and try to make it. That's my 2 cents. Then it turns into very genuine. So, anyhow, we were on the cash cow. It was a formula. There was like TV shows, Freddie Lunch Pails, man, all stuff. And I'm very, very. But my whatever take on it later could have held back and not so, they could have held back and, because we didn't get to see that money then.
Danny, what I will say, that's different.
What
people are striking about now, those residuals we got back then were some really good residuals.
They were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We still
The
get
game
them
has
as.
changed.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure.
Under real quick, though, this up, guys. If you want to talk about that, 106,000 people in SAG, and about 26,000 of them make about over 24,000 to get insurance. So about 130,000 people in SAG don't win $24,000 a year to qualify for insurance. So I don't want to talk about that anymore. I paid my dues.
Right, but
Talk about something else.
Yeah. Oh, would any of you come back for a new Nightmare on Elm Street? Of course we would. We all would.
Barely.
Right?
Or
Sorry,
poverty.
Danny,
I
you're.
don't know what.
Sure.
That's like
I ain't gonna say no.
Yeah, we would all definitely come back, you guys. There's somebody I wanted to mention because this was something new to me that I just learned. Do you guys all remember who Noble Craig is?
No.
Noble Craig.
No
So
idea.
You can't hear.
Noble Craig is the name. So noble, like a noble
Wait,
person.
what's the first name?
Noble. Like a Nobel Prize. Noble. Noble. So Noble
No, I'm
Craig.
trying to hear the name of the person you said. Filmer?
oh my gosh,
I don't know what you're saying.
Lisa, I'm gonna sign it to you.
Noble.
She
Can
said
y'all
someone's
read that?
name and I didn't hear it.
Here.
And then I'm hearing Nobel
This.
Prize. So I don't know what's going on.
Lisa, look at
Cue
Joe's.
cards.
Look at Joe. Do you see that, Lisa? Can you read that? Anyway, okay, that's his name, Noble Craig.
Give it a shot.
You don't understand. It's like this size.
Oh.
Okay,
I
it's
got
really
So
tiny.
I
Okay,
don't know what
Okay.
Kelly Jo just did. What did she do? Could you please tell me?
I was signing to you.
Oh, you were signing to me.
Yeah.
John, can you put it across
All
as
right,
a
sorry.
screen?
I'll tell you what,
I'll
Joe,
talk
you
about
hold
it
up your
because I
cue
can't
card.
hear
I'm
it.
going to
All right,
put
here
you
we
in a
go.
solo
Ready?
so you can read it.
I gotta get it where we can see it again.
Yeah.
Noble Craig.
Oh, Noble Craig. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my. Lord.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right. So what I wanted to tell you guys about
Thank
Noble
you, Jeff.
Craig.
Sure.
Yeah. There's a scene when Lisa, it's the stair scene, the Escher stairs, and Freddy's coming out of your body. Lisa? Yeah. And when he's coming out of your body, remember that paraplegic man that they attached to your body?
Yeah.
came in.
Yeah. It wasn't
So-
my body, but yes. That was a
Well-
body double. I never actually worked with him.
Oh, that wasn't you?
I only saw it once I saw the film.
Oh, I thought that was actually you because I was there. I don't know why I was there, but when they put him on, attached him to her. So they brought him in
I
and
never did
attached
any
him
of
to
that.
her. Okay, so the guy that's playing Freddy coming out of her body is this guy named Noble Craig, and I just read about him. He was a Vietnam War veteran, and he became a creature performer in a number of horror films, because in 1969 he had gone off to Vietnam, and on his 12th day of duty in Vietnam, he stepped on a buried artillery shell, which resulted in the loss of both of his legs and one of his arms, and most of the sight in one eye. So he continued. When he came home, he decided to become an actor, and he did these kind of things. And he was also the snake in this Snake Man. If you ever saw the movie,
Yes.
SSSSS, yeah, that was him. And he was a vomit creature in Poltergeist 2. But that's what he did. Like, yeah, unfortunately, he passed away in 2018. But I just wanted to honor Noble Craig, because I mean, first of all, serving our country the way Danny did, we're very grateful to him for that. And then to lose your arms, or an arm and two legs and half of your sight, so many people just give up and become a drunk. And he was like, okay, I'm going to turn this around and make it something good, and they found a way to make use of that. So I just wanted to bring him up today.
This is amazing. I'm so glad you shared that. I never got to meet him. I never met him or worked with him. I mean, I know he's in the film, obviously, but
see that?
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Mr. Danny?
I really appreciate that.
I'm terrible about this.
Oh, let's look at Michael. So Michael Bailey Smith.
That's 1st Battalion. Danny was in the 2nd Battalion, and I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. So I was a paratrooper.
Respect, John.
Cool.
Yeah,
Back
me
Right
too.
on.
I have much
Thank
respect for Danny, because after Nightmare, he did other work, and then he went off to the military. Man, he's a badass dude. I have much respect for you.
Yeah,
Much respect.
And
the same for
Me
my.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did 6 and all of the action. If you know what the Army Rangers are, Michael does.
Yes, sir.
There's no sitting on the bench. It's the real deal. So it's like,
Yeah.
anyhow.
Yeah, my son did the same thing. So yeah, much respect. And I know what you went through.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Much respect.
But yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
I thought when I did. It's all good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got lucky. I'm super.
Yeah.
is he cutting out on you guys too?
So
Or
yeah,
is it
Yeah.
just me?
You're cutting in and out, Danny. I don't know why, but
Your voice keeps coming in and
I
out.
don't know.
Is it? Yeah.
It's on my phone.
Oh, that sounds better. Whatever. Sound a
Maybe
little
that
clearer.
better?
Okay.
No one needs to hear me now.
Can I show you one more thing?
Yes, please do.
This is.
Want to see it?
Oh, that's his beautiful fiance.
That's my fiance. I moved to Arkansas for that girl. So
Wow.
moved to Arkansas.
Congratulations.
Good for you.
It's my second time around, and I definitely got lucky. So good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nice guy.
You're all invited.
I know, Michael, the way you're inviting everybody, I don't know. You might end up with like 10,000 people at this wedding.
Yeah.
Somebody already posted where you posted where it's going to be.
Are you serving dinner?
Yes, of course. In Arkansas, you have to serve dinner.
It's at a vineyard, so there'll be very nice
Starving
wine.
actress.
Wow.
It'd be
Yeah.
awesome. It'd be
Let's
awesome.
all go. Let's all go.
I would love it to have a Nightmare on Elm Street reunion. I'm having a Fantastic Four. I was in the original Fantastic Four playing Ben Grimm the Thing, and so they're coming.
Wow.
And so it'd be great to have Nightmare on Elm Street 5 come too.
That'd be fun. And Brett's coming, right? John and Brett.
Yep.
Right? We're all coming. The swag, the big swag.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the podcast, normally I do 3 horrible bad jokes. I'm not going to do it because we have so many people and we got lots of things to go through. But there was one joke somebody, actually, one of our fans posted today. So I'm just going to put it up here. Look. You can tune a guitar. Wait, you can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish, unless of course you play bass. Oh, where's our laugh? You gotta do that laugh track.
I didn't. I'm so. I'm terrible. I'm fired. I'm
Uh-uh.
fired. There's so much new stuff. I'll let you hear it. Let's pull up, Tommy.
All right.
All right. Okay,
I
that was
lost
our
my
little
job.
That was our joke for that. We need somebody to be able to do that stuff.
Well, I
Thank
didn't know
God
we were
there's
going
only
to the
one.
laugh track and everything yet. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
where we were going.
Okay. So one thing I want to do before any other questions, I just would like each person to share their favorites, either a memory from Elm Street 5 or whatever you want to share about 5. Okay, each have a chance to share something. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Does
first.
anyone have a memory? Lisa? Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Kelly,
Hello?
you're in the.
Oh, okay. It's really quick. Okay, so earlier I was talking
Kelly,
about what I would change
Huh?
in that navy blouse, shoulder plaids with X's and O's on it. It was just awful. But originally I had a jean jacket over that. I liked the jean jacket. That was cool. But
Oh, I remember.
somehow they decided they needed to lose the jean jacket. I don't even know why. You're just told what to do. So they came up with a scene to lose the jean jacket, which is, let's just have tarantulas just like get dumped all over her, and she takes off her jacket to get the spiders off. So this is what happened. So there's the tarantula wrangler, okay, and then there's fake tarantulas also, like, you know, on the jacket. But when I throw it off onto the ground, that's when the real ones, because the wrangler's right here just by the camera, you know, puts them in. And he's like, okay, they want you to stomp on the jacket. Just make sure you don't hit a live one. So I'm throwing off the jacket. And I'm like, okay, that one looks fake. that one looks fake. Anyway, so it was rather amusing. And they kept asking, do you want to hold it in your hand? And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. I know there people keep them as pets and that kind of thing, but a spider that weighs that much, I didn't want to hold it. So that's my one little story.
That's great, though. Yeah. And so you didn't kill any
You
of them.
never know what happens when you go on set. Today we're going to throw tarantulas on you. I know it's not in the script, but we're going to do it.
Oh my gosh. Crazy. Oh, am I freezing? I keep freezing. But Lisa, you're embracing that inner tarantula with that beautiful, isn't it a spider you've been wearing at some of the shows? That necklace?
Yes.
A big jeweled. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I have pink, I have a clear one, I have like 3. So as jewelry, I think they're absolutely amazing. And like regular spiders, like there's a spider in my house. No, I get like a piece of paper and I put it outside. I've never killed a spider. They're good for our environment. They kill bugs we don't want around. But tarantulas, they're just so big and
fuzzy
hairy
and big. Yeah.
heavy and fuzzy, and I don't know. So anyway, all right.
Ugh.
Yeah, but yes, I do admire spiders, and thank you for, yes, I love those necklaces that I find at vendor rooms. At the conventions, I always try to hit the vendor rooms. There's so much amazing stuff, art and jewelry and custom made stuff. So much fun. Anyway.
Yeah. Awesome.
I should have
Thank
worn
you.
one of them tonight.
Yeah, that
Darn,
would have been
I should
good.
worn one of those.
Yeah, see, I'm wearing my
Oh, well.
I'm wearing my Freddy glove claw.
I can't.
Can you see it?
Oh,
Anyway.
you're wearing claw.
bit.
Yeah.
It's a claw.
Yeah, I have a couple
It's a claw.
of those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Joe, a favorite memory?
You know, I got so many stories. The first one that comes to mind, it's not my favorite, but you know, I hung out with the special effects guys because I was always artsy and making stuff anyway, which is one of the reasons they thought, oh, I'd make a great cartoonist, right? So I hung out with them, and they had to make a couple of busts of Erica's head so that they could sculpt the prosthetics for when she's being stuffed full in the fridge of food. And they had one that was a little off in the chin. There was an air pocket in the chin. So they gave me the head. I said, oh, can I have that? And oh, that's a dog, isn't it, Danny? Okay.
Oh, mine.
No, that's
sorry,
my
I'm
dog.
hearing squeaking.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Squeak.
That's
Squeak.
my
Who's dog?
He's a miniature dachshund, 10.5 pounds. He's like,
Okay.
Mom, you've been on the phone too long. I need your attention now.
I thought somebody had a squeaky chair. Anyway,
Yeah.
so they give me this
My
head,
dog's squeaky.
and I didn't know what to do with it. I took it home and I like looked at it and I joked with Erica that I turned it into a bath toy. And it flipped around. I never did. I just set it to shock her and it worked too well. So anyway.
Have you kept it, Joe?
Sorry, Erica. What?
Have you kept it?
Do you have it?
No. I got the old skateboard, but that's it. That's my only.
Oh man! But you could have sold it on eBay, so you could be rich now.
No.
I'd rather have Erica be comfortable than me make a couple of extra bucks.
I'm gonna tell you guys a place called Prop Store. Prop Store does auctions. If you have anything original that was film used, Prop Store is the way to go. Not eBay.
Okay.
You'll get
right.
because Prop Store can assess the value, and they're a worldwide company. So just telling you guys, if you have anything original from the films that you want to sell, you can make some moolah.
Yeah. Kelly Jo.
Yes, ma'am. So the question was what again? Look at what again?
What do you want to share? The question is
moment.
Yeah, your favorite moment, or a funny story, or a scary story, or a yucky story from Elm Street.
Know what, I will say, I mean, it's not a nice story, but I had to do that scene where I jumped in the pool, but we had catering that day, and I got food poisoning.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I thought I was going to die. They had an ambulance come to my house, blah, blah, blah. But I did that shit the next day. Right. And I don't even know how it was grueling. But then we wound up shutting down for like 3 days because everybody else was being affected by it. Oh. But the cool thing is like what we're doing right now. You meet people. Yeah. You know these people. That's the real goal. That you had this experience with these people. You made some money. And this is legendary. This is not, everybody doesn't have the same juice as Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't care if it was number 1 or number 100. It's still the shit.
Yeah. I agree. 100%.
I second that, Kelly Jo. Absolutely.
Yep. Me too. 100%. Yeah.
Danny, I want to hear you say it. Danny.
Yeah.
Danny, come on.
We're that's big.
I can't hear.
He cuts out. Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Danny. All right. We're going to get to.
Ready? Go anywhere. They're like.
Should we interpret what he's saying, Joe? You can be his voice.
Yes.
What did Nicholas say?
There should be more Danny scenes every day.
It will lip sync you, Danny. Oh my God. Like that guy that lip syncs those dogs. Oh, he's so funny. Nicholas, what memory do you have that you'd like to share?
I can't really remember any particular moment, but I did and still enjoy working with lots of actors throughout my career. And of course, because these 2 movies that I've been in are so well remembered, I think it puts more special emphasis on that. So I was very pleased and to be in that movie and to be in the industry, and it's treated me very well. And I could just say I feel a lot for the actors today that are on strike because they're not going to make the money that I did. And I was just a working class actor, but I made a real good living at it. And I think it's very difficult with streaming. And I just hope that the strike ends up to be fruitful for all the actors.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%. For sure. Yeah. Thank you, Nicholas. And Michael. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I have a dog and a cat in the room, and they were chasing each other, so having fun. To me, it was just an incredible experience going from an athletic, and I just, to show up on a set and they said, go meet Robert Englund in the trailer. I'm like, holy crap. I remember being in the military watching, the first Nightmare, Fort Bragg, getting this, scaring the shit out of me. And next thing you know, I'm sitting next to Robert Englund and he's just such a cool dude.
Yeah.
And then just the experience of being on the set and to this to this day, I'm still the same way. Every time I do a movie, I'm never in my trailer. I'm always on the set, sucking in everything I can to learn and watch the craft and steal from other actors what they do. I'm a big thief. I love doing that. And so I learned a lot just doing that. And I think one of the funny story, you know, so I'm like, I was only there a few days, right, doing this, and I was working with Joe, and I think I was waiting to go on and to get called to set, and I was dressed as Freddy Krueger, and I see the director and the casting director standing there, and they're talking, and they look at me, talking. I'm like, I'm thinking, am I in trouble, or are they going to fire me? Something. And all of a sudden, they walk up to me and say, "Hey, Michael, we're thinking about using you for a love scene." I'm like, "As Freddy Krueger?" And they're like, no, you know, this whole thing. I explained the whole thing, opening scene. I said, "And you're going to pay me for this?" And I said, and they go, "Yeah." And I go, "Dude, sign me up." So I'm ready. And then, you know, next couple of days, I'm, you know, the whole experience was great. It just kind of launched my, you know, because then I said I could do this. Yeah, I wanted to do this. I went and studied and, you know, learned the craft as much as I could and became a decent actor. But just the whole experience, and I'm just so blessed to, you know, have this experience. So even the audition, I don't know if you guys remember, the audition was on Hollywood and Vine. I remember going to the casting office, and you could see I'm a dude from Michigan, right? I don't know anything about this Hollywood and these stars on the sidewalk and all this stuff. And, you know, I never been to like big cities before, and it's a great experience, man. To this day, I'm so thankful. And then I got an action figure from that. I got people with tattoos of Super Freddy on me. I'm like, what the hell? It was a couple lines, but, you know,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
influence.
It's crazy how that works. So I'm just totally blessed, and I'm just blessed that you guys invited me, and, you know, I'm good, man.
I will second that too, Michael, because it's like there weren't a lot of Black actresses out there. There were, of course, before me, but there was a certain kind of generation. And I had the opportunity to work on some really, you know, pop culture films. And Stephen was so cool.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, really, the bottom line is, you know, you don't talk to people a lot when you're on the set, because it was weird. Like, I never met Robert Englund. I didn't see him while we were filming until we did that scene, because he really wanted me to have a certain kind of reaction. But I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity to be in that franchise. Yeah. You know, as a woman of color.
Yeah.
And I don't get killed. That's a big deal.
Yeah. You know, years later. Yeah.
First movie, first 5 minutes.
My
Yeah.
dog wants dinner.
But years later, I did a movie called Hills Have Eyes. It was really a good one, and I won an award.
Wes Craven?
Yeah, Wes Craven. Yeah. So won an award for that. It was televised, and I remember being at the awards ceremony. It was on, and Robert Englund was there, and I walked up to him and I said, "Man, I have to tell you, if it wasn't for you and how gracious you were to me and how open and kind, I probably would have never, you know, pursued a career as an actor." So, and I still see him every so often at signings. You know, I go up and give him a hug and whatever. Yeah. Hey, Michael, you know, whatever. So I'm just blessed. I'm blessed.
I don't know if any of you know this about Michael, but he also, before he became an actor, was wait, which football team was it again?
Cowboys.
It's the one with the star on the side of their helmet. Yeah, that one.
The Cowboys? Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah, very impressive. We need another Freddie. So I don't know if you guys meaning you, everybody, all the guests here, if you've been seeing the comments that John's been posting from the fans, but our beautiful sassy sledgehammer, Deandra was posting a number of posts saying how much we influenced her life, and, you know, how much Elm Street films meant to her, and now that I'm doing cons, and we all have been doing cons, and Lisa's been doing them for a long time, you know, it's humbling to hear from fans how much it affected them and what a big role it played in their lives. And at first I couldn't understand, like, a horror film, like what? But there's a lot of theories on why horror in particular, it can be so meaningful for people as, as an escape and a way to deal with fears and a way to deal with being an outcast and so many things. But for whatever the reasons are, we got to be a part of something that really changed people's lives. Yes, Danny, it's your turn anyway.
Okay,
Come close to
what
the.
you're talking about, though.
Okay.
And what
Come up
everyone
close
else.
to the.
I was in '80s, kind of a fill-in at 2017 Comic-Con. Right? So they had a fill-in, and on the way in, my wife and I, my daughter, we were on the train. On the way in, I met this couple who was her son, like this autistic teenager, autistic boy sitting there, and we started having conversations or whatnot, and then. It's super hard to get tickets to Comic-Con. You can't, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, my son and I are to go around the outside and there, da da da." And so this said, obviously not a kid, but I don't know what age, teenager or whatnot. But he had all these buttons on his Levi jacket, right? All these buttons of different. And he had a couple Nightmare button there. And I go, "Hey man," I go, "Nightmare on Elm Street," and he did the full Rain Man. Looked at me and was like, "Oh, Dan Jordan, Nightmare, Dan Jordan, you're Dan." Just made me start crying. Started crying, and I got unzipped my back, all the memorabilia I could, and to this day, it blew me away. Like blew me away. That's my story about that. It was like they were just going to Comic-Con, and they weren't even in. They were just going around the outside or whatever, And he knew my character. He knew like. Oh man! And the mom almost was. "Oh no, I'm sorry." Because she didn't recognize me either, and she's like, "No." And I go, "Wait a minute. What would you say?" And then he went on and knew who I was, and it was just such an amazing moment, man. So
Wow.
That's my story for that whole. So I'm grateful as well. Super blessed. Franchise.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we actually have gone past our hour, but it's been just amazing to all be together. And thank you all for coming on. And yeah, I guess next year 35 is I don't know, why is it that the zeros and the fives are the big numbers, right? The 30 and the 35, 40, 45. So I don't know, maybe we should do something really fun next year for the 35th, you guys. Like in
But
person.
Beatrice, thank you for putting this all together. Because I know it was
thank you.
more than enough.
That's what I wanted to say too. Thanks for coordinating all of this, Beatrice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Sure.
Hey.
Sure. Yeah, well, we did it for the fans, which is what you guys all did it for. And, we thank everybody who's watching and who will be watching this because it goes on to Facebook and people can watch it for quite a while now. So, yeah, I know I speak for all of us when we say thank you, you guys, you fans who have loved us and loved the Elm Street and have kept this franchise alive all this time.
Yes.
We're very, very grateful. We all know that it's you that's kept us alive. So, and it's been an honor for us to be a part of it. Right.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we love you all.
Thank you.
And yeah, and fans, if you want to see any of us at conventions near you, the way to do it is not tell us, but ask the conventions. Tell them, I want Lisa Wilcox, or I want the Nightmare 5 cast, or whatever, and it's by telling the conventions that's what gets us out. All right, we love you all. Thank you, everybody.
Speaking of conventions, me and Mike will be at Crypticon, Colorado next weekend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
How do you turn